June 28th, 2013. Mosquito swarm. At a truck stop, I met a couple of bored young men in their early 20s. They lived in a nearby town and spoke English. One of them asked me what I thought of Russia. I said I like Russia. It's really nice here. He replied, Russia is not nice. It is shit. What do you like about it? His response caught me off guard, and I didn't have a quick answer for him. I've crossed 1,500 miles of flat farm fields in brutal heat. Every city looked gray and uninviting. The small towns were far from vibrant, and I was there at the truck stop because there is no other place to buy food. I could understand their sentiment, but I wasn't about to agree with them. I said, the people here are very friendly. As if to prove my point, a man came over just then to give me a small Russian flag to hang from my trailer flagpole. I added the flag below the yellow triangle that was already there. Flying a flag that is not my own nationality does feel odd, but I don't want to reject the man's gift, and perhaps the flag will bring me goodwill somewhere down the road. I was joined on my ride today by large black flies nearly the size of honeybees. Between 1 and a dozen of them would hover around my handlebars for miles without ever landing. With little headwind, I was able to race ahead of them, but more always found me. Sometimes, the fly would be lost to a passing truck, splattered on the windshield, or bounced off onto the road in front of me. The flies annoyed me, but I never liked seeing them killed in that way. The idea of being taken out by a truck was hitting a little too close to home for me. In searching for a place to sleep tonight, I followed a dirt track away from the road, then ducked into a dark forest. I moved quickly in moments when no vehicle could see me. Once there, I came up against the densest swarm of mosquitoes I've ever experienced. They were a buzzing cloud. I was inhaling them. I could kill a dozen at a time just by clapping my hands. They covered my shoulders and bit through my shirt. I tried to defend myself, but I was overwhelmed. In a craze, I turned and ran, pushing my bike at a sprint to get back to the road. I was shaken and pedaled for another hour before I was ready to try again. I learned my lesson, and for the second attempt, I prepared myself. I put on my raincoat and cinched the cuffs around my gloves. I wore my rain pants and tucked them into my socks. Finally, I put on my head mesh and cinched the fabric around my neck. The mosquito swarm descended as I entered the forest. They covered my clothes and buzzed in my ears, but only a few actually managed to penetrate my defenses, to bite my wrists and ankles. Once I zipped into my hammock, I massacred all the mosquitoes and flies that had followed me in. This has become a nightly ritual that I'm not proud of. Tonight's slaughter was particularly large.